Good afternoon, and welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to our Direwolf 20 1.10 Let's Play series. So, since the last episode, I did finish building out the second floor in our agriculture building. I haven't actually started working up there all that much so far, and I've been moving over some of our items and breaking this system down and all that good stuff. However, as it stands right now, these enemy drives don't last very long, so I did make a couple 16Ks. But even those are getting filled up fairly quickly. You'll notice this one's over halfway. These are both filled. They didn't last long at all with all the metals. However, today we're going to be working on a couple things. We're going to be working on expanding our storage system and making it a bit better with compacting drawers and storage drawers so that we don't have all of our stuff going into the ME drives and filling them up super fast. Now over here I did go ahead and set up compacting drawers, and I went ahead and threw a little bit of the metals into there and also storage upgrades. I've pretty much wiped out our emerald supply, but I did make level 5 storage upgrades for these. We have 3 emeralds, so not many left. And then over here we have just, basic materials that we've got coming in from quarries and things like that. As well as I went ahead and set up some storage drawers for things like printed silicon and flint and stuff that we're going to be setting up today, because we're also going to be adding in a cobble gen, because expanding the AE system is going to be a pain unless we automatically have silicon and sand and glass and things like that coming in, and not having to rely on going out and farming all of those. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that I'm going to want is, I've actually got a scriber in here. Let me grab that. We are going to want to get ourselves a cobble gen set up. So we'll go ahead and get our mining upgrade. I know we have the one over there set up, which we'll end up putting that one to work later on. But I'm going to want a speed upgrade, a mining upgrade, and let's go ahead and get a stack upgrade as well. And we're going to put this downstairs, right in here. I went ahead and brought a power line down. And we're going to set the actual cobble gen itself up right over here. Alright, we're going to put our cobblestone right here. And we'll put another piece here, basically just to hold in the water. I'm going to change these blocks. I just don't know what I want to use just yet. And we'll put our transfer node on this back cobblestone. And our lava here. And then we're also going to need just some water right there. And then we'll give this a mining upgrade, a speed upgrade, and a stack upgrade. And that way the stack upgrade is just so that it can move a stack of this cobblestone at a time. We may end up adding more speed to this. I don't know for sure just yet. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put a chest down like right here and just bring our transfer nodes back like this and just plug that in so that the cobblestone will start going into this chest. This is going to act as kind of like a midways buffer. And then what we're going to do is we're going to need a couple sag mills and alloy smelters and all that good stuff. We'll go ahead and put our first sag mill like right here. And this has got power. And then what we'll do is we'll just have our cobblestone come out into the sag mill like so, and it's going to start breaking up that cobblestone, which will produce gravel, and it also has a chance to produce sand as well. I'm going to go ahead and steal these double layer capacitors for right now. Then we're going to put another sag mill like right here, and you'll notice it did produce a little bit of sand. However, as a byproduct, this is not going to produce enough sand to keep us running. So let's go ahead. We're going to set up an alloy smelter like right here, and another alloy smelter like right here next to it. Let's bring out our power cables, and we're going to expand this system on up because we're going to add a lot of things. I just want it kind of compact into this little layout here, and we'll change this up and add to it as well. So that's producing quite a bit of gravel and just a little bit of sand. So what we're going to do is have this item conduit pull out. It's going to extract, and it's going to insert. So this will start getting some gravel, and then I want to get a few filters. Let me go charge up this staff of traveling, because otherwise it's gonna run out on me. And what I want to do is I want to filter out certain materials. Like for example this, we don't need sand going into this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to, let's go ahead and put a filter onto this and say gravel only. Can get inserted. And then let's go ahead and set it to in and out mode. We'll say extract, always active. And then what we're going to do is over here, we're going to add in some item conduits. On this one, I want to say insert only cobblestone. So only cobblestone is going to go into this one, get broken down. And then only gravel is going to come into this one. And then on this one, let's say you're going to insert with a filter only accept, okay, well that works, only accept sand. So that's going to start smelting up sand to produce glass for us. And then we're going to add another conduit here. We're going to go ahead and say insert only cobblestone. So that one is going to produce smooth stone for us. And we're going to set this one as a higher priority of like, say, 10, so that it's going to keep that field above making the smooth stone. But it should be producing enough cobblestone that it's not really going to matter at all. And then let's also tell both of these that they can accept flint. We're going to want flint going into all of our sag mills. And we're going to go ahead and set all the extracts to round robin, just so that they're going to go all over the place. You could also use channels if you wanted to for this stuff. Now I also want another sag mill. We're going to put this one, say, like right here. Move that. Don't think anything can spawn. Nope. And we're going to tell this one that it can only accept sand and flint. And we're going to go ahead and tell it to extract always active. That's fine. This is going to produce silicon for us, is what this one's going to be doing. And we'll go ahead and bring our power over. So this is going to start breaking down and creating silicon, which is great. All right, the next thing that I'm going to want is going to be a crafter. I'm going to go ahead and get a tier 3 one, just because we're going to use it for a few different things once it's all said and done. Let's get our crafter tier 1, our crafter tier 2, and then our crafter tier 3. And we're going to put this downstairs. Let's do like right, we'll do like right here. That'll be fine. We're going to say you can only accept stone for right now anyway. And we're going to tell it, this first recipe will stay in the input buffer. We're going to say you take stone like that, apply, and it's going to keep all the stone bricks in here. And now the next recipe is going to go to the output buffer, and we're going to say you take stone bricks like that, make polished stone, and there we go. It's going to make that for us. And then I'm going to go ahead and just put cobblestone in here. And for right now, I'll just say remember the items. And then the next thing that I want to do is now use this polished stone. We're going to say you can extract always active. And we're going to say put a resonator right here next to this. We're going to say you can do in and out. You can accept only polished stone right now. Extract will be always active. And you'll notice that our polished stone is now going into here and creating stoneburnt for us. So we're not going to have to worry about stoneburnt production. And where did my filters, my speed upgrades? I'm going to throw that capacitor into there, and we're just going to put some speed upgrades into this so that it's a little bit faster. And so that's going to keep stoneburnt for us. So anytime we want to do extra utility stuff, it's going to be a whole lot easier. And then the last thing that I want to set up is going to be an inscriber. And let me wrench this. We don't want that to connect. And I want to tell this that it can only accept silicon. So let's find some of our silicon. We're going to go ahead and put a inscriber silicon press on the top here. And we're going to say insert with a filter only silicon. And there we go. Silicon's going to start going into this. I was wondering why it wasn't pulling in more, and then I was like, oh yeah, this is like the normal inscriber. And then we'll just bring some power over like so. This is going to start running. I'll probably add some acceleration upgrades to this. And then we'll add just like an item conduit here. Extract, always active. And we'll just bring this around like so. And so that'll be connected in. It's going to be making printed silicon for us, which is wonderful because expanding applied energistics, that's going to make life a whole lot easier. And now what we need to do is we just need to bring our item conduits up. I need to make more, so give me just a second. Do I have any pulsating iron? That's what I wanted. We do have some, so we'll get 48 more item conduits. Sounds good. And because we'll end up using these, so I'm not too concerned about that. And we're just going to bring this up. And then what I want to do is I just want to plug it into this drawer controller. Just right there. We'll say insert. And it's going to start putting in those items for us. So if we take a look now, we should see things like cobblestone going up. It is. Printed silicon has went up. And actually, I went through and I put void upgrades into all of these. I don't know why I did that. Things like silicon, we won't want to void that. That's going to be produced straight from sand. Flint, we might need to void that. Cobblestone we're going to void just because it doesn't matter. It's not consuming any power. Gravel will need to be voided. Stone does not need to be voided. Because basically sand can be produced as a byproduct, flint can be produced as a byproduct, and so on. We don't want those things getting hooked into the system and backing up, say, gravel production or something. So this is now producing, you know, pretty much everything, and it's spreading those materials around. We've got stoneburnt being produced and all that good stuff. Sand is backing up in here, which is great. And since all of this is round robin, it's going to get kind of filtered around and not, you know, not all go into one place or whatever. I still need to upgrade all this stuff with speed and whatnot, but I'm happy that it's all, you know, it's all moving around and everything now. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to get all this stuff hooked into our system so that we can store it and also not use up just, you know, a ton of our ME drives. So what I want to do is let's get ourselves some storage buses. And I know I made a bunch of pistons. I know we're going to need sticky pistons though. So let's get like 15. That sounds good. We'll get 15 of those to start with, and we'll get our storage buses. And then I want to get some cabling and some interfaces, and we'll go ahead and change over these, like a few of these into, yeah, we might as well change them all over, right? Change them over into the flat interfaces instead of the boxes. I guess we'll start right here. We're going to do storage buses onto these, and we're going to do like that, and then we'll just bring our Fluix cable down like so. And then what I want to do, let me get something to stand on here, and then what we're going to do is let's bring our Fluix cable down to here. I'm going to go ahead and attach a quartz fiber cable here, and we'll put a cable there. And what I want to do is, we'll say this one here will be the first one, or the connection one, and we're just going to bring this over, and we're not going to have to worry about channels because this is only going to consume one channel. So, and we'll do a interface with a storage bus attached like that, and then we just have to connect the power over. So we'll do like quartz fiber, and we'll just connect it like that. And so now all those storage buses should be connected. So if we look inside of our ME system, we should have like silicon and flint and obsidian. Okay, we have 145 silicon, which I know there wasn't any silicon in there. So that's all connected. What we've basically done is done a super soaryn drive for all of our storage. And we'll do this again later on for ME drives. But then if we want to bring this up, we're just going to do a interface, storage bus, and we'll go ahead and put storage buses onto this like so, and we'll run our cable up. I'm going to go ahead and add 2 because we're going to have more storage buses ran up this way. And so now all of that should be connected. Whoops, I just realized that I did this backwards on this one. Sorry. So let's break that off, and you know what? I need to make just a quartz wrench because it makes doing things with applied energistics, it does make it quite a bit easier. So we'll just go with like a nether quartz wrench. That's fine. And I want to pop this off. We'll put our storage bus, our interface, and then our storage buses like that. Connect that up. And you know what? I want quartz fiber right there. and then that. Okay, so now we should have things like glass and clay in the system. There's glass, there's clay, so that all checks out now. And then what we can do is we'll go ahead and put like our priorities on these. We'll set them up so that it's going to prioritize putting the items into these drawers over putting them in a drive or something like that. So we'll set them all to 1,000. And then what we'll do is we'll just add like quartz fiber up these because we don't want any of this stuff connecting and sharing any data. We only want it to share power. We don't want it to share any data at all. And we're pretty much out of storage buses right now, but we would just do this. And this is going to be like another storage drawer right here, and then 2 on this side, 2 on that side. And this flux cable, of course, it's limited to 8 channels, but anytime you do this, this interface with the storage bus, it's going to give this side 8 more channels. So you're going to want 6 storage buses, and then you're going to have a channel that's dedicated to this storage bus that connects to the next interface, and then a channel dedicated to this storage bus, or this interface connected to this storage bus. So if we wanted to connect this up, we would just bring this down. We'll add like a quartz fiber cable right there. Storage bus right here. Let me get past this. Back upstairs we go. I kind of wish we had more. If it would make working in this area a lot easier. But we'll do our interface there. And since we got that quartz fiber cable, it's not going to connect, so that's great. And that brings up the channels. And we can do the same over here. Bring our flux cable up. And so all that stuff's going to be connected into the system. Basalt, stoneburnt, and printed silicon. And it is. And it's going up too, which is great. And so we'll set the priorities on these. And just keep in mind that it's storage bus into the interface. So it's going to separate those out. So what we can do is, for this connection, we can just add in a storage bus interface and then glass cable coming out of there. And we'll just connect up power. So this side now has 7 more channels, if you don't count that interface, that it can bring out and connect up this storage line. And you could even add it back here so that this entire area would only take up 1 channel in your system. However, realistically, we're going to have plenty of channels once we get all this set up. And we'll do our storage bus there, bring this stuff through, and there's our cobblestone. So very, very nice way to store your items and everything. And you can do the same thing with ME drives and all that good stuff. So we won't have to use a ton of our channels because, of course, each controller side is limited to 32 channels. Now we'll eventually make a multi-block with this controller. But, you know, whenever you're dealing with something like this, you've got a ton of channels that need to come into one area, and this will allow you to make it more compact. And this is just, basically, this is a super soaryn drive. So, and we're just going to have all of our drawers with, you know, items that we have like mass quantities of, like dirt and granite and andesite. Also things that we're mass producing, like printed silicon and clay and glass and all that good stuff. We want this to fill up with those without it impacting our ME drives. Now, I will say that your metals and stuff aren't automatically going to be pulled out of these. So what you're going to have to do is you are going to have to remove all of these. Another way that you can do it that's actually really, really nice is we're going to make an ME chest, just like so, and we'll plug this up. We'll set it like right there so that it's got power. And then what we can do is we can take our storage cells, throw them into here, and access all the items. And we can just pull out, you know, all of these. Now, if you throw them back into the system, once all this stuff's plugged up, it's going to automatically go into these since we have the priority set to a higher number. However, those are not connected just yet. So I'm going to have to make more storage buses and stuff before I can get this all going. However, this ME chest is still going to have its contents accessed. So it's still plugged into the system and everything. So you don't have to worry about, if you have an ME drive in that, you don't have to worry about not being able to access your items. And with that, I do believe it's just about wrapping up point. At least this way we have a cobblegen producing all this stuff for us. I mean, most of the stuff is not producing like andesite. You could tweak it. You can make andesite using stone. You can make granite, things like that if you wanted to. But with our quarry and everything, we can get that stuff no problem. And So I feel like we don't really need that. Plus, we'll be upgrading our quarry before long, and we definitely won't need it then. And we'll continue adding to that. We'll expand certain things, like maybe we need more sand production, more stone production, that kind of thing. We'll also bring other things in, like, you know, I got to bring my foods over, and so we may set up stuff down there to automatically craft, you know, certain types of dishes and things like that for us. Cook certain foods, keep them on hand. Also maybe stained glass once we have the dyes coming in with Botania, because we're going to automate all the dyes to keep full storage drawers of those in there, so we may automate all the stained glass. Another thing that we could really quickly automate is we could have glass come into this and make glass panes and so on. But I'm going to expand it. Little things like that, I'll probably expand it off camera and just show you guys. Just simple crafting things like that. But yeah, anyways, and now we also have storage using, you know, basically just a channel. We could change this up so it only uses up a channel for this entire area, and that way we can keep all these things. And the nice thing about having compacting drawers instead of standard drawers is if we come over here and say we look up redstone, you can see we have 211 redstone, or we have 5,434 redstone, or 17,000 tiny piles of redstone. So that's going to let you access all of it. You know, you'll have block versions, you'll have standard, you know, ingot versions, you'll have nugget versions of all the items. So that way you don't have to worry about having that stuff set up to auto craft, say, blocks of redstone. You just already have it. And when your system goes to auto process things and auto craft and all that good stuff, it's going to recognize those as blocks or ingots or tiny piles. So, and that's how we're going to store all of our metals. So I do have a couple more things to add into this, but, you know, like emeralds and diamonds and whatnot. But anyway, this area, by the way, the second floor here is going to be for all of our storage and all of our kind of like logistics type setups. And then downstairs is going to be a lot of auto crafting, auto processing, and then we'll probably have another floor for auto crafting and auto processing. So we'll see. We'll keep expanding on this and whatnot. So next episode, we will I'm torn between getting into auto crafting with AE or getting flight, because I hate not being able to fly, and building would be 100 times easier and faster if we had flight. So we may get into that next episode. We'll see. Because some of the stuff coming up that I need to build, I will need to fly for that. So I can get by right now with using like ladders and things like that. Also, the longsword, that's one thing I love about getting the longsword right out the gate, is you do have the boost on that. There's also the slime boots with the slingshot thing that you can use in addition. So, and if you jump with this, you can actually get pretty good heights. So, yeah, enough to hurt yourself. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe for more daily videos. I figured I'd put out a video for this early because it is going to be, with the new schedule, it will be Wednesday before the next video comes out. So I figured I'd go ahead and put this out for you guys so you weren't waiting for like half a week because the schedule changed and everything. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. And until next time, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I hope to see you guys next time.